Hello, everybody. Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a esta entrevista que tengo con el doctor Richard Bandler, el genio creativo detrás de la PNL, co-creador de la magnífica metodología que ha cambiado muchas formas de pensar en el mundo. Muchas gracias por estar conmigo. Thank you so much to be here.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. And just a question. What is the image that you have of the NLP from the future?
From the future?
Yes.
I'm not in the future. I'm right here now.
Yes.
As I look forward, I'm hoping that NLP spills over more into the school systems. So we start teaching people younger how to think on purpose. The whole foundation of all of my work is that if you change the way you think, it changes how you feel, and therefore it changes what you can do. If we arm kids when they're young with the ability to make good decisions, with the ability to spell and read and do math, and to think like the people who do things the best, whether they're learning baseball or whether they're learning hockey or whether they're learning soccer, it doesn't matter what sport or what academic thing or anything about life, things like how to be happy. It's a skill, and a lot of people don't have it, and as a result, they end up engaging in bad behaviors. So for me in the future, I'm hoping it doesn't become something that's just shared amongst adults, but ultimately teachers teach it, parents teaches it, so that it floods across the world and makes us as smart as we need to be to live in the next century. Because right now I look at the world and a lot of people are doing a lot of very stupid stuff. And, it's gotten better since the 1950s, because I grew up in the 1950s and I watched a lot of racism disappear. There's a lot more to go. I've watched all kinds of things change. And, they used to say things were as impossible as going to the moon, and we've been there and back 7 times. And now we're shooting probes out into deep space, and we have to get ready to expand and explore the universe instead of worry about whether or not we all agree upon everything. Agreement is overrated. Understanding is overrated. That's why it's understanding, not overstanding, because we have a lot to learn. We're at the beginning of knowledge, not at the end of it. And for the human race to become something where we all look at difference and appreciate it rather than hate it. And we've got to get rid of the fear. Fear is the foundation of what chews everything apart. And NLP is really good at getting rid of fear, getting people to look at difference and appreciate it and learn from it. And extremely good at getting people to think differently so that they can do things they never would have dreamed of. And to me, I want the younger generation to have big dreams and conquer them, and then bigger dreams.
Excellent. Thank you. I don't think you told us about NLP is a technology in evolution. That's true?
It's an evolutionary technology.
Yes.
It's just a syntax thing with English that we've always had ways of describing the world. Mm-hmm. And of naming things. And that's kind of what Gregory Bateson called learning one. And then when you could associate, you can go, that's a chair, and then you can put things together, that's chairs. But we had never had a way of thinking about our thinking. We had ways of describing our thinking. Psychology could look at somebody thinking a certain way and name it depression, or name it well-adjusted, or name it aggressive. But if we have the ability, the tools to think about and modify how we're thinking, we don't just evolve over generations, we can evolve in a lifetime. We can take people who are having very bad lives and turn them around, and they end up having very good lives. I've got 50 years of experience of working with people who have been given up on, and suddenly they're not incurable of whatever it was. I've taken people who were bad salesmen and made them into good salesmen, and bad soldiers and made them good soldiers. People who couldn't shoot a gun and made them so they could hit the target. All kinds of different activities by taking the people who do it the best and teach people who aren't the best how to change the way they think. Change how you think, changes how you feel, and therefore changes what you can do.
Great. I saw you make things amazing with NLP, and each is more faster and more easy to learn.
Well, if NLP wasn't evolving itself, it would be very hypocritical that I don't do things the way I did them 35 years ago or 30 years ago or 20 years ago. I'm always looking for a better way. I'm looking for better examples of learning. And the more people I've met in my lifetime, given what I do, I've met over 1 million people. And a lot of very smart people are attracted to finding out about themselves. That I've had a lot, when I started out, I modeled the best hypnotist and the best therapist and people like that. And pretty soon people started coming to me going, what about me? Why aren't you modeling me? And that turned out to be really great because I got to meet all these super intelligent people and find out how they were thinking and start teaching other people to do it. It's a byproduct of a job. When you're a neurolinguistic programmer, you may want the worst cases to test out your work. You're always looking for the smartest and most successful people to learn how they think. And as a byproduct of that, I get to be smarter all the time. See, I didn't start out being as smart as I am today. I evolved in my lifetime. And I evolved in my lifetime with a methodology and a set of tools. And that set of tools, which is the foundation of NLP, which is the meta model, the first linguistic program thing I made with John Grinder years ago, that methodology and an attitude which says anything is possible. And you only have to look at what works and what doesn't work. And if you ignore what doesn't work, you'll find out what does work.
Great. Another thing you want to tell about my students of, I don't know.
Yes, everything is going to get better. And I know a lot of people are very afraid and frightened by all the bad things that have happened in the world as a result of COVID. But I've been through all kinds of crap in my life, and this too will pass. And we will come out the other side. And just make sure when you're coming out the other side, you're looking for opportunity because it's everywhere. And if you've lost some of your business, look at the opportunity as you come back to grow back bigger, stronger, and better. And if your kids are a little bit behind in school, figure out a way. Read my book, Teaching Excellence, and figure out how to make them smarter to come back faster, more intelligent, and excel. The future is as big and bright as your imagination. Dive into it and take your children with you.
Thank you so much, Richard.
You bet. It's a
Okay.
pleasure.